Hey guys, I wanted to make this video for a few individuals young ladies who inquired and made comments towards me regarding my fibroid surgery. And I didn't think this was going to affect me as much because it has been 3 years, let me see, 17, 18, 19, 2 years. It's been about 2 years. And I didn't think this was going to affect me too much till I had to pull the papers out because I wasn't given factual information to help these young ladies. And went through my files, got kind of choked up because I just see the blessing, and it's been a blessing. The whole journey of dealing with the fibroid, being diagnosed, to the surgery, to the recovery, to the healing process to this day, has definitely been a blessing for me. I'm not a person who is prone to getting sick, and I never had any injuries that would cause me to have to go to the ER or the emergency room, placed in a hospital, any type of surgery. So this was really a life-changing moment for me. And I know personally a lot of people who have went to surgery, even for the same type of surgery, and they had a different result. That's not always the case because of this surgery, but it can be the case because of other things going on in their lives. So I'm going to try to I'm not going to promise I'm going to be short-winded because this is a detailed video to help women. And that is what my goal is. When I had an opportunity to heal, when I saw that I had healed, and I said when I healed, God, I would help another woman. I would help another sister that is going through this same situation, fibroid, tumors, whatever size, it's all just, the same thing. So I went into my files and I found some paperwork from my surgery, and it shook me up a little bit, but I'm trying to be as clear as possible. I didn't review it all, but to start back, I'm going to give you a little story. So before I get to the actual part of the surgery, it's going to be some graphic content in here. So if you are a male, you probably don't want to watch this video unless you just want to be entertained. You want to learn about this information for a female that you are, have in your life, a female that's in your life that's struggling with fibroids or fibroid tumors or whatnot, and you want to share with her this video, definitely share with her this content. All right. So to start, how did I learn that I had a fibroid tumor? I never heard of a fibroid tumor, so this was all new to me. Not till it was released there, I put the word out that I had it, then I learned that there were women in my family who have had a fibroid tumor and a very similar surgery. It was in 2000, and I would give it a 5. I did not know that I had a fibroid tumor, but I was being questioned about my weight gain in my abdominal area. The way my clothes would fit people and the way my stomach would sit, it wasn't really big. And let me give you proof without showing everything like that. My stomach, I don't know if you can see. So my stomach, you can't really see. It was not big. It was not big at all. And this is probably even bigger than what my stomach was. So look this up. So that's, my stomach wasn't that. I had this bulge thing. This right here was a little bit more protruding. And people would ask me, and I'm sure they're asking you, if you have a fibroid, are you pregnant? You get that. And it gets worse as your fibroid grows. So I was getting that, oh, you look full. Are you pregnant? When you're expecting, different things like that. Are you gaining weight? So unfortunately, I had to answer the questions of pregnancy as no, many, many, many times. Fast forward. I was in the shower one morning and I was washing my body, and I happened to feel my right side, abdominal area, right on the side. And stand up again, do a demo. So I'm washing, and I felt a lump here. Strange. because I never felt this lump before. Now, I don't remember feeling the lump here, but I felt a lump on my side. And if I bend, it kind of protruded. And I was like, that's strange. Because only time you ever hear about a lump on anywhere, you think of the inevitable. But it can't be true. Not me. I feel great. There's no pain. It's just hard. So what happened was I have taken massage therapy in my past. I took a massage therapy, so I'm thinking that I needed to go to the restroom, if you know what I mean. And there's a technique to help you go to the restroom. And what I did was a technique. What you do, you put your fist here, hand over here, and you push clockwise, clockwise in a circle formation. All right. So I'm pushing and I'm pulling and I'm pushing. I'm pushing and I'm pulling over. And what you're doing is directing. If you ever have bowel situations, this is what you do to relieve that. Or a baby, you do it softer with the baby, but you can release your bowels by doing this method, and do it lightly. And if you do it just intentionally, you can make someone go to the restroom. So what you're doing is directing anything into their digestive system to exit the body. All right. From there, through their intestines, directions of their intestines. All right. Long story short, that wasn't happening. Nothing was happening. So I knew, again, that inevitable. I got to go to the doctor. Now, here's the catch. I had just transitioned from leaving one state, coming to another state at the time. And I will tell you, I was in California at the time. So I arrived there in 2004, around 2005. All of this, 2005, 2006, all of this is beginning to come to surface, all right? Just got a new state, expected to do some amazing things, and here it is. I go to the doctor, and let me back up. I didn't have any insurance. All right. That was another scary thing. I'm in a situation where I just did a sacrificial career jump. I went after this dream. I'm here in LA. Things are supposed to be going great, but I didn't have any coverage or anything like that. What do you do? So that's something you want to consider. So healthcare is so important. So that I don't have any insurance, I still went to the doctor. I arrived at whatever doctor, but I'm going to start pulling up forms now because this is where the factual information starts. So I arrive at this particular doctor, and he sends me to one of their local hospitals to get an x-ray, and I got a CAT scan. So at this CAT scan, prayers happen, Jesus come through for me. And that's when I find out that I have, that was 2000, March 2006. 1 p.m. I had a CAT scan done, and that CAT scan discovered that I had a fibroid. Now, it was more so like a cantaloupe size. I believe it was probably like cantaloupe, almost going to watermelon, but it was at the size where time to make a move. And so immediately the doctor just comes and says, you got to get it done. He just panicked and scared me. So here's the thing. That was my first trauma. I've already had situations like hearing about doctors being like, over the top. And sometimes, every doctor is not a good doctor. Every doctor does not have great bedside manners, as they would call it. Okay. And they can traumatize you. And this is what happened. This is the first doctor that kind of traumatized me. Oh my God, you got to have surgery. Is it? I'm thinking, wait a minute. So after I found out that it wasn't the inevitable, we know what I mean, inevitable. I'm like, calm down, because let me go home. Let me think about this. What are we about the surgery? What is it? So I started doing my homework, and that's when I learned more and more what fibroids were, that they were benign, but you still need to have it out because you still want to make sure that other organs are okay, because it can become some blockage. Okay. But yet I still needed to process my thoughts. You're not just going to throw me up under a knife. Okay. So, moving forward, what happened after that is years passed, okay? Because I didn't make that decision. I decided that I'm going to go the holistic side. I'm going to do all these experiments. I want to make this concoction and try this and do it the natural way. I'm going to poop it out. I'm going to, I don't drink it out. I don't know. I was going to pray, and I was going to have my cycle, and it was going to come out. Now, that hit another point there. Your cycles. That is another way that women find out that they have a fibroid tumor, is their cycles. Now let's talk about that. As this fibroid was growing, and you might even ask, back up. You might even ask, why did it take so long? Because now I'm going to take you all the way past 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, and we're going to land 2010, okay? But during these times, my cycle is increasing. And you may notice that. And some people notice that first before they notice the lump. So that's one of the side effects. You will start noticing your cycle will become a little off track a little bit. And when I mean a little bit, it can turn a lot, from going every 28 from 30 to 28 to 25 to 2 weeks to every other week to every other day. So some people can go all month. Imagine having a cycle. Imagine trying to enjoy your life, date, go swimming, go to a spontaneous, wear white. Imagine not being able to enjoy these moments. All right, without having to always have some your lady products, we're women, sanitary products with you on hand. Imagine that. Okay, so it was always those moments that you had to deal with the unexpected surprise. It always want a surprise when you want to go out on a date, like I said, or you want to go swimming, or you want to wear white. You just don't do it anymore. You just stop doing it. You just become immune to just wearing black and wearing jackets, because now you're getting bigger and you're getting bigger. And that's what was happening to myself as you wait. Now waiting. If you do have the means to have surgery and the doctor tells you that you have it at a plum size, cantaloupe size, get it taken care of. If you have the means to insurance, go ahead right now, call your doctor, get it taken care of, okay? I wasn't in this situation. I was pre-diagnosed. That's what we're talking about. I'm jumping around, but get my point. I talked about being diagnosed. I talked about holistic. I talked about trying to figure out how to get it done. Cycles going on. And the reason I still had this fibroid many years, because I did not have insurance. All right. I was pre-diagnosed. Now that when I went to the doctor in 2006, when the minute they diagnosed me with a fibroid, I was considered a pre-conditioned patient. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, they call it. So what all that's saying is, any insurance claim knew that I needed their help. And since I had a preconditioned, you know what I'm talking about. Since I already had something going on with me, I needed insurance. They were denying me. So denied. I was just denied, and I carried, and I started feeling alone. I started feeling abandoned. I felt like I was carrying this mask, because again, I always had to dress for my fibroids, and this was taking place all the way up to 2010, all the way up to I had my surgery in 2017, which it got worse. Again, wearing jackets, wearing black. When I did my photo shoots, I would here, anything to use this to cover my stomach. I went on Weight Watchers. I tried to lose weight to make my stomach go down, but all it did was get bigger and bigger. So the belly was not only big here, it began to get here. And I was walking around like that. And you may have seen my previous video. I'll link it to this video, and you will see that is the way that I was walking around in public. Some people didn't know, because I was smaller in the back, and I would always try to hide jackets on the side. Now, 2010, something happened that I didn't know. But 2011, 12, all happened. I'm still praying to God. It's always every year on my to-do list, God, give me my help. It was just, I can't even describe it. It just got lonelier and lonelier, and just darker and darker, sadder and sadder. Okay. So now I'm carrying around a tumor, as people think that I'm carrying around a baby. It gets to 2015, I would say. Now, 2015, around my birthday, I went and took myself on a little trip And I tried to wear, now this is TMI, but I brought these brand new brassieres, and this has nothing to do with the fibroid, but it connected and blessed my soul. I bought these brand new brassieres, bras, and I was taking myself on this selfie excursion because I became on this self-love type of kick, because that's where Love Doctor come about, seeing about yourself, loving yourself, whatever. Even though I still had this, I was still trying to protect my outer image and try to build my love up for myself because of where I was feeling. All of a sudden, I don't even say what I'm saying. No, I brought these brassieres, and they was the brassieres that took these and put them up pretty much here, squeezed them, and they just like were supposed to be sitting like cannonballs. It was an amazing weekend. But then I went home and I took one of the brassieres off, and I don't know, they were made in China somewhere, but I think they broke something. I don't know. But what I'm telling this story is because it created some type of injury. All right. I couldn't put a seatbelt on. I couldn't let a shirt touch me. I had to walk without a bra on. It was just miserable. Anytime I walked, nothing could move. So what happened was I knew I needed to go to the doctor because something was wrong. And I thought, again, you always think you got the inevitable, if you know what I mean, the illness. So I go to the doctor, and lo and behold, it was time for, no, the only reason I went to the doctor now because I got a phone call. I got a phone call. Is that how it happened? How did I end up at the doctor? How did I end up at the doctor? I don't know how I ended up at the doctor. I think I did. I think I went to get my breast checked. And once I got my breast checked, it put me in the medical system. And then not long after that, I got a phone call. I may be lying, but some kind of way, I ended up going to the doctor for, I don't know, something else, and maybe my breast situation was going on too. Maybe that's what it was. I went to the doctor for something else, just a basic checkup or something. And then I put myself in a system. Now I get a phone call where I needed phone calls. That's when I was having problems with my breast. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's broke, it's sore, it's hurting. It's an injury going on. And the doctor, all of a sudden, I'm getting from the insurance company starts calling. I'm sorry, the insurance company began to call me. This one particular called me and asked me questions, told me it was, and I'm thinking, oh, they're going to call me, ask me if I'm inquiring, or interested in having the insurance. They're going to deny me once I tell them all of my health issues, okay? But they asked me questions and asked me when the last time I've been to the doctor, had this appointment done, mammogram, your pap, all these different things, and I'm like, start giving some dates because, again, I've been missing out because I didn't have any insurance. Fast forward, it was like, really? How old are you? You haven't had a mammogram or anything like that? I said, no. They was like, you need to have it. You're at the age you have to have it. So she lined me up with an appointment. She found out where I live, put me up. It was my doctor that I was going to was right across the street from, which wasn't directly, but it was a little turn, but right across the street from my complex where I live. Lo and behold, and set me up for a date, went over to my appointment. Fast forward, we talking about 2016. We get over there, I'm like, the insurance people sending me over, oh my God, but I'm getting everything checked. They sending me, I'm going. So I go over there and you wonder why I got insurance, but we'll talk about it in a second. So I go over here and tell the doctor, and they're going through their procedures and ask me the questions. And so when I knew that they were going to do my pap, I already told her I got the fibroid, it's big. And so she's like, oh my God, all right, you got to see the doctor. Cool, let's go do it. But I'm going to send you to a specialist. Cool, specialist is about 5 minutes away. Great. So I go to his amazing doctor, the one that I promote, Dr. Carlos Flores in Burbank, California. Wonderful man. So, because he blessed my life, that's the godfather of my fibroids. So anyway, I go see Dr. Carlos Flores. In between seeing him, mind you, I have seen other doctors hoping that I could pay out of pocket or whatever. I skipped all of that part, but I was treated so like, you got a disease and you nasty, you haven't been to a doctor, just treated me horrible. So like I said, I had a roller coaster ride of trying to get this taken care of my own, but I could not afford it. The out-of-pocket expense was enormous. Alrighty, it was a surgery like you getting a major organ put on or taken off, obviously. So I couldn't do it. So that's why another reason I held on to this fibroid. But thank God for Dr. Carlos Flores. I went to see him, and dang, I'm forgetting so many awesome other blessings in this story, but I'm gonna slip that in. I went to see Dr. Carlos Flores, and he talked to me so patiently. He was so loving, so kind, answered questions. He sat down to talk to me because I wasn't sitting down. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. So each appointment I had with him, he was just so patient and so loving, so caring. Oh my God. And he was a younger gentleman, a little younger than myself. I was grateful for them. He was like an angel, honestly. He really was. Not just an angel by doing the surgery, but just his compassion to understand, you know, my fear and my concerns. And I was in a state with no family, living alone. So you can imagine, you know, he became my father. He became my brother. He became everything for me. He was the angel for God, honestly. He was the ambassador. That's how I look at it. And he is the one who performed the surgery. But let me go back, because now we're talking about how I'm getting this doctor and the other doctor, the insurance, where the insurance came from, Obamacare. Thank God. Obama, who knew? When I said I was going to stop at 2010, he had signed a bill in 2010 and authorized I was self-employed at that time, everyone self-employed, whoever pre-existing conditions or whatever the case, had to have insurance. We couldn't even file taxes if you did not have insurance. So I end up having insurance. I got these cards, these medical cards. Where are they? I don't know where they are. These cards came in the mail. I knew about these cards coming in the mail because I'm a law-abiding citizen. It says sign it and keep it with you, and I kept it. And I remember one of those situations I told you, I went to the doctor just to get checked before I started getting a call for the insurance that put me in the system. I went for the prescription, and they asked me for these cards, and I didn't know what they were talking about. I said, it's blue, and I looked, and I pulled out AAA, I pulled out my library card. All these had symbol of blue. Then I remember these other cards. I said, well, are they these? And she's like, I mean, one of these. And she said, yes, it's that particular one. I was like, wow. She said, this is your prescription card. Shut up. She said, yeah, you have insurance, a blue cross. Shut up. So I'm like overwhelmed, like, oh my God. I don't know who she's talking about, but I thank you so much because I don't want to change her mind. And I took my prescription, and that's when I started getting the calls, and that's proceeded on up to Dr. Carlos from that appointment. All right, so now he's prepping me for surgery, getting to the good part. We get to surgery. I mean, as we're preparing for surgery, you're going to have, now this is the part that you all are concerned about, you're going to have a pre-surgery appointment, and that's the surgery we're going to go. If you don't need any testing, you got to go through testing, blood work, making sure you're in good health, good strength, good endurance to be able to handle the anesthesia. Going under, as they call it. Okay, so they're going to make sure that you're in good health with that. So you're going to have blood work done, any other type of test done. And I had to have a special test because at that time, remember, it was February here in LA, it does get cold, and so it was their winter time, and here I was catching a cold right before my surgery. But I need to have the surgery now because there was another situation going on with me that I can make it a whole other video. I make myself go home free. If you know what home free means, you don't have a home, you was free of a home. So I ended up was going to have to stay and recover in a hotel, and this had to be prearranged. My mom was coming out to stay with me during the time, so I had already prearranged all of this stuff that was going on, so nothing could be changed. It was set plans that needed to stay where they were at. So I need this code to go, God. And lo and behold, it did the night before the surgery. And when I got the test results, I was strong enough and my endurance, everything was healthy enough to go to surgery. Now, the thing that shook me a little bit was these are the papers here. These are the receipt papers. I'll say one of them are the receipt paper. Well, one paper is the receipt of saying that I approve going under, and that I authorized my doctor to do what he need to do. Because here's the thing, when you go and have your surgery, if your fibroid is so big, they don't know what they're going to find behind it because it's blocking. And you'll learn that when you go get your abdominal testing, your abdominal, what do they call that? Oh God, ultrasound, because you're having a baby pretty much. So you're going to get an ultrasound. If it's so big, they really can't see. So they have to wait till after the surgery to really cut it up and really finalize it. Everything is really great. So that is a trying time. So you do sign a paperwork for that. I also signed paperwork for, because it is I had a large fibroid tumor, that it was an invasive surgery, so that I may lose a lot of blood. It's possibly, you know what I'm saying? So I was having a partial hysterectomy, so I did have to sign forms to give them permission to bring in some bags. So they did bring in bags, but I never had to use them. So that's the blessing part on that. Now, I looked at the paperwork. All I know is I had a C-section, a vertical C-section scar. I'm going to show my stomach in this video. Not going to show a close-up because I can't get my camera right, but I do have a scar. Show that at the end of the picture. But the other things is, now we're dealing with the surgery. The surgery was just getting my IV in. I didn't even know. I was a little bit late for my surgery because I never had it. They said be there at 8 o'clock. I thought be there at 8 o'clock. I didn't know my surgery. I was supposed to be on a table at 8 o'clock. So my doctor was, again, very nice, compassionate. Let's just make it happen. They were very friendly, laughing. It was just really a good time. My mom did arrive there safely. She was able to see me off. And I just remember saying the Lord's Prayer going down. And I didn't even get started with the Lord's Prayer. If you don't know it, Google the Lord's Prayer. And that prayer says, that just blesses my heart, calms my spirit. And so I just remember going down the hall immediately, just saying just the beginning phrase. And I was asleep. Next thing I know, I did make a pact with my doctor. I said, you got me, right? He gave me a knock on wood. He got it. And we also made the agreement that we would make a high five when I go under, and he would high five me when I woke up. He kept his promise. We definitely had a high five with the IV in, and he told me everything was great. So I can't tell you what happened in the details of the surgery, but for those who want to see a partial, either you can stop here, fast forward. I'm just going to show you these pictures because they did give me some 8x10s. And let's just start with this one. No. Okay, so this may be, the light is in there, part of the cut, you see. I don't know if you can see. That's enough if you don't see. That's all you need to see. We're moving forward. That right there. Now it's out. And there you go. That's my surgery. And so let's just fast forward as far as with healing. I can honestly tell you it did make a difference. My stomach went down drastically. It was a little swollen. It's going to be swollen for a little bit. I had a vertical, again, incision. Let me see if I can show my belly. I have a scar right there. It's not too bad. It healed, no keloids or anything like that. I washed it without touching it, rinsed it really good, put some soap, let it run. That's all you do. I had a walker. I didn't have assistance, so I used the walker, and I told you I healed in a hotel. So I did walk. I walked around this hotel much as I can, and each day I got faster and faster, better and better, stronger and stronger, because I will tell you, and I'm going to tell you what was told to me, and I'm telling you, walk. Do not, if you got a husband that you're so dependent upon, great for you, but don't be codependent on the situation, okay? Because understanding you have to heal. And so my mentality is I don't have anybody to depend on, so I heal quick. Probably about the next week I was at work. How long did it take me to heal? Technically, I waited for my 6 weeks to really get really active, but I was making moves. But it was slower, but I was making those moves because my doctor stood over me, and I'm going to stand over this video and tell you, get up and walk. If you want to heal, you have to get up and walk, because your body is it's been tore down, broke down, and if you hold your body down and constantly baby that pain, you are going to heal in that same way. So I'm not telling you run marathons or whatever, but each day make it an assignment. All you should do is be resting, eating, and walking. That's your only thing. Lifting and everything should be prearranged before you go to the hospital. If things need to be, everybody has to go to work, you can survive. Just have your emergency numbers and everything on a shelf. Everything lightly. Get some scissor grips that have the long grips so you can pick up things off the ground. I did that, but I had that walker and I walked. And then I got faster and I got faster, but I didn't run, okay? And the things when I dipped, I used a lot of that, arm motions. And I place my arm, getting out the bed, place your arm, get pillows, stack yourself with pillows too, but also use this arm or the other arm, need to be strong. Place this arm, you can't see, but placing it right on the bed, place it on the bed, place the other arm on the bed here and push yourself up. Do a lot of the pushing. This arm is going to be worked. You probably need to, but do a lot of pushing to get yourself up. Push yourself off the bed like that, okay? So you do not bend your torso, and that is how you'll heal. Keep that dry. Just pat it. Don't rub any type of thing. Just pat it. I had staples, so there wasn't dissolvable staples. It was staples that I had to make a follow-up appointment at my 6-week checkup. Got my staples removed. By then, I was making moves. So that's how I healed. No side effects. Nothing major. Any side effects. Trying to see if there's anything. So that's my story. I definitely want to share that story with you. I always want to share these details with you. Definitely, if you do feel anything, any type of pain after your surgery, everybody's feelings is different. Call your doctor. He will love or she will love to know, so they'll know that they work. If they honor what they do in their work, they want to know that you're feeling great. It's amazing. I'm the same way when I would do hair, whatever I do. Do not go to another hairstylist or somebody else trying to correct my work or asking about to come to me. Go to your doctor out of respect. Now, if you don't have a good doctor, then you probably chose a good doctor that doesn't care about your after effect or healing. Then you probably didn't have a good doctor in the beginning. Okay, so other than that, I hope I've answered a lot of you guys' questions. I revealed a lot of myself, made myself transparent. I can make another Q&A if you want to do that. I can do a live video or whatnot. But again, I can't tell you if it was laparoscopic or it wasn't a myomectomy. It was a partial hysterectomy. I can definitely tell you that. You see the incision, a C-section incision, because it was large. It could not just be pulled out by any other type of other procedures, new procedures that they have going on. You can do all your Google and homework. You have to know your size and the location of your fibroid to determine what type of surgery that you are able to have. You're not qualified for every type of surgery. They have all these new ones that's coming out until they can tell what's after you have your doctor exam and make sure the doctor's qualified for that type of surgery. Hysterectomies are not the first option for all surgery, so there are other options, but can you afford them? Is your insurance going to cover it? Those are things you have to definitely consider. And let me see what other things that you want to do is ask your doctor questions. If you can't think of them because you may be in an emotional shock, write down some questions, pull some things from what I'm saying, write down these questions and present it to your doctor because they want to know everything, all your concerns. I didn't have my mother there, but if you can have support system there is amazing. But like I said, don't strongly depend on them to do everything, but don't overdo things too. So you have to do things in a balance. I'm not going to make this video any longer, but I definitely want to be as informative as possible, and I will make other videos as possible. I plan to do a retreat, self-love retreat, helping women out who are struggling with anything, self-issues, self-confidence, health issues, or anything like that. I've seen and I've been through it all. So again, just stay posted. Look, stay toasted. Stay posted to my videos, and I will talk to you guys soon.